Are you planning a pregnancy in the near future, or maybe you've been trying for a while and you want to know how to optimize your chance of getting pregnant faster? This video is for you. Let's go! Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Ilenia and I've been a midwife for the past 6+ years, helping women all over the world during their pregnancy, birth and postpartum journey. This video is dedicated to those tips and tricks that you can apply in order to get pregnant faster. And either if you're trying to conceive right now or you're planning in the near future, this video is for you. So let's go and see what can be done to implement and increase your chance of getting pregnant. My first advice, if you are trying to get pregnant, is to have a healthy diet. When I talk about diet, I don't mean that you have to follow a specific diet, that you have to lose weight or whatever, that it needs to be absolutely strict in order for you to get pregnant. What I mean is that we are what we eat. So if you're trying to conceive, try to cut off all the processed foods, all the junk food. Try to avoid all the food very rich of sugar or carbohydrates, because this can really impact your ovulation and your menstrual cycle in general. Another story is if you are not in a healthy weight pre-pregnancy. Now, what I mean when I say healthy weight, a lot of providers use something called the BMI, the body mass index. This index is calculated by plotting your height, your age, your weight. This formula will give you a number. If this number is between 18, 18.5 to 25, then you're considered to be in the normal BMI range. If you are below 18, then you're considered to be underweight. If you are above 25, then you're considered to be overweight or obese according to how high is your BMI. Now, the BMI, I don't want you to focus on the BMI because it can be quite inaccurate sometimes, and not just because you are below 18 or above 25 then you are not normal. So it's something just to keep in your mind, because it really gives us mainly an idea where you are in the range, but I don't want you to focus too much on that. What I want you to know is that if you have time, if you're planning a pregnancy, maybe in a few months, in a year, and you know that you need to lose or to gain weight, then do so and invest a few months to optimize your weight before the pregnancy. This is gonna positively, hugely impact your future pregnancy, because if you're underweight when you become pregnant, then you can go into preterm labor, into placenta insufficiency, into intrauterine growth restriction, in a lot of complications. In the same way, if you're overweight or obese, then you can go into having pregnancy-related conditions such as diabetes and high blood pressure, these conditions have higher incidence in women that are overweight or obese. So investing a few months before preconceptional is gonna positively impact your experience during pregnancy and also your birth and your recovery. So to link me with the diet concept, I want to introduce also the concept of the multivitamin. It is recommended preconceptional that you take folic acid supplement. Why? Folic acid has been proven to hugely reduce the incidence of disease linked with the neural tube defects. I'm talking about spina bifida or anencephaly. Remember that folic acid needs to be in the dose of 400 micrograms a day and possibly needs to be in the form of L-methylfolate. That being said, about the folic acid, it's very important that if you know that you're not receiving a diet that is rich of fruit and vegetables and all the vitamins that you might need, it's important that together with the folic acid you take also multivitamin. This can be any brand. The important thing is that it contains DHA and omega-3, but the rest of the vitamins is fine. If it makes you feel nauseated or if you can really tolerate it, it might be because of the iron contained in the multivitamin, which is usually a low dose. So if you're anemic, and you know that you're anemic pre-pregnancy, then the dose of iron that it is in the multivitamin might not be enough, and you might want to talk to your provider to have an extra dose of iron. If you know that your hemoglobin is in a normal range and the multivitamin is really making you feel sick, you can either take it with food or choose one that does not contain iron in it. That might help you into digesting it and tolerate it. Something linked to the diet and the exercise is as well drinking and smoking. Although drinking might not have an impact in your menstrual cycle, it definitely impacts your own well-being in general. So it is suggested that you reduce the amount of alcohol that you assume if you're trying to conceive, also to reduce the intake of sugars and calories during the day, but in general for your own well-being. While during pregnancy, we highly discouraged to drink even a drink every now and day, because we know that the alcohol can cross the placenta barrier and therefore get to baby. For what it matters, the smoking instead, it is highly suggested to stop smoking even before you get pregnant, so while you are trying to conceive, because this can negatively impact the quality of your eggs, the length of your menstrual cycle, can even impact negatively the quality of the sperm. So it is suggested that the man as well stops to smoke if he's doing so pre-pregnancy. While during pregnancy, smoking is very dangerous. You all know that it really has a negative impact into the placental well-being and growth, and it can really have negative impact into your baby as well. So definitely recommended to stop smoking during pregnancy, but it is worth to be considered to do so even pre-pregnancy. Another advice that I want to give you if you're trying to conceive is about exercising. I'm sure you know that exercising is good for your body, it's good for your mental health, for your body health, but it is also important if you're trying to conceive, because it can really impact positively and regulate your menstrual cycle better. With exercise, I mean 20-30 minutes a day of walking or swimming or Pilates, yoga, just some activity that really keeps your body going. This is really gonna impact your well-being and therefore your menstrual cycle, and therefore optimizing your chance of getting pregnant. On the contrary, if you're exercising a lot, then this can negatively impact your desire of becoming pregnant, because women that are doing, like, they do extreme sports like CrossFit or heavy lifting, or I don't know, they're athletes at very, very high levels, then they can have trouble getting pregnant because of the high intense activity that they do. So in that case, it is recommended to slow down a little bit when there is the seek of a pregnancy. Otherwise, a normal, low pace, constant exercise is so good, and it's gonna increase dramatically your chance of getting pregnant. Another advice that I wanna give you if you're trying to conceive is stop your birth control. What a lot of women don't know is that it can take a lot of time for your menstrual cycle to get back to its normal range, to its normal cycle length and intensity. So don't expect to get pregnant straight away after you interrupt your birth control. It can be the pill, the ring, the IUD. Doesn't matter. Sometimes your body requires a bit of time. For some women, it's up to a year before their cycle goes back to normal as it was before taking the birth control. Another advice that I want to give you, and it might not apply to all of you, but for some women it might be a good idea to do so, is to book a prenatal appointment. So if you are healthy and fit outside pregnancy, if you don't take any medications, if you are not aware of any conditions, then it is absolutely fine to just stop your birth control if you're taking one and begin trying. That's absolutely fine. If you know that either you or your partner, that in the couple there is something that might delay the process of getting pregnant, then it might be worth to actually book a visit and make sure you know how to treat this condition. Maybe you are taking some medications that need to be stopped, maybe they need to be changed, maybe the dose needs to be adjusted if you are looking for a pregnancy. So it's always worth, if you know that there is something already in the way, that you address it, that you start to build up your team of providers, of people that are going to be looking after you during your pregnancy, so that they know what's your situation and what can be done to improve your chance of getting pregnant now. If you are an unhealthy couple with no medical conditions, then you're gonna be asking me, how long can I try before I get worried? Now, we suggest to couple to try for 12 months before seeking for medical help. This is because a lot of couple will need this time in order to figure out how their cycle works, how to get the fertile window in order to have intercourse that are timed and really focus on getting pregnant. So it's absolutely fine to need even 12 months before you can get pregnant. Now, 80% of the couples will get pregnant usually in the first 6 months after starting to try. Other 5-10% will get pregnant in the other 6 months. So it means that by 12 months, up to 90% of the couples that are trying to get pregnant will become so. Absolutely normal then to wait this window. However, there are so many tricks that you can use to maximize your chance of getting pregnant, even by trying, even if you're healthy and fit. And it is by knowing how your cycle works, how your menstrual cycle works, and how to identify your fertile window. And we're going to talk about that in the second part of the video, because it's so important regardless of if you're looking for a pregnancy or not. My last advice, if you are trying to conceive, is have fun. Don't take away all the excitement of getting pregnant by trying to get pregnant. I know that if you've been trying for a few months and this baby has not come yet, then you are gonna be starting to be stressed and to have maybe a bit of anxiety related to that, and that's absolutely normal. You're gonna also hate people that are telling you to don't think about it, that it's gonna come when you least expect it. That's not true. Like, of course you're gonna think about it, and of course your mind is gonna be there nearly 24/7. What I mean is that try to take time for yourself, try to enjoy yourself during the process. Maybe treat yourself with a massage, go to the hairstylist, do some meditation, maybe even do a getaway weekend with your partner to relax. Something that, although your mind is gonna be there, is gonna help you to distract you a bit, and that's gonna positively impact your journey into trying to conceive. It's all for this video. I hope that it was helpful to set the basis in order to understand how you can maximize your chance of getting pregnant. I'll see you in part 2. If you've not done so already, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye!